All right, welcome. If you're getting ready to take on the Microsoft SC-900 exam, you have come to the right place. In the next few minutes, we're going to lay out the perfect strategic blueprint using insights straight from people who've aced the test. Let's get you exam ready. Okay, let's do this.
First things first, let's get motivated. And look, this isn't some made-up score. It's a real post from a real person over on Reddit. This shows you that people from all sorts of backgrounds aren't just squeaking by. They're crushing this exam. This is totally achievable, and this explainer is your roadmap.
So, how do you get a score like that? Well, the trick is to stop thinking of this as just a test. Think of it more like a code that needs to be cracked, and that is exactly what we're going to do together right now. Now, what's really important to understand is what this certification is all about. Microsoft Learn itself says the SC-900 is a fundamentals exam. It's built for business users, for students, really for anyone who's just starting out. And what that tells you is that it's not designed to trick you. It's all about making sure you grasp the big, foundational concepts.
Okay, so to crack that code, you've got to know your enemy, right? You have to understand the machine. Honestly, just knowing the structure of the exam is half the battle.
First up, the numbers. You're going to be looking at somewhere between 40 and 60 questions. So you see, it's not some endless marathon, it's more like a focused sprint, which means every single question counts. And for those questions, you get exactly 60 minutes on the clock. That works out to about a minute, maybe a minute and a half per question. So pacing is definitely a thing, but you've got more than enough time if you come prepared.
Okay, this is super important. Where do you actually focus your energy? Well, the exam has 4 main areas, but they are not all created equal. You can see right here that Microsoft Security Solutions is the biggest chunk of the pie, sitting at around 30 to 35%. That right there, that's your #1 target for studying. And this table just pulls it all together beautifully. 60 minutes, 40 to 60 questions, and it's all multiple choice. But look at that key focus. The main verb is describe. This is everything. It's telling you that you don't need to be some hands-on keyboard expert. You just need to be able to describe what all the different services and concepts do. Now that we get the structure, let's talk strategy. The people who really nail this exam, they tend to use a simple, repeatable process to really make the knowledge stick. I like to call it the ultimate study loop. It's a really powerful 3-step cycle, and it's super simple. First, you learn the raw info. You know, what a service is called, the basic definition. Then, you move on to understand its purpose, not just what it is, but why it's there and what problem it's solving. And finally, you test that knowledge with practice questions. This loop turns shaky memory into rock-solid confidence. And don't just take my word for it. This quote from an expert exam cram video absolutely nails it. Don't just memorize random facts. That understand step is what makes everything stick. You know, it's the difference between just passing a test and actually being good at what you do. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, here's a classic example, something that trips a lot of people up. Authentication is just proving you are who you say you are. Think of it like showing your ID to a bouncer at a club. Authorization, on the other hand, is what you're allowed to do once you're inside. Can you get past the velvet rope into the VIP section? That's authorization. Really understanding that difference is key. Okay, let's run a concept through our loop. Step 1, learn. Here we have Azure Bastion. The definition tells us it provides secure RDP, that's Remote Desktop Protocol, and SSH access right through the Azure portal. So the bottom line here, it's all about secure browser-based remote access. Got it? And boom, step 3, test. You see a practice question like this, and because you didn't just memorize the name Azure Bastion, but you understood its function, secure remote access to VMs, you know the answer is A, instantly. See, this is how the loop prepares you for the real deal. All right, so where do you find all this great info and these practice questions? I mean, there are a million resources out there. So we've boiled it down to a short list of the absolute best, based on what people who passed the exam actually used. Seriously, this is it. This is your entire study kit. Start with the official Microsoft Learn path. It's your foundation. Then, watch the SC-900 exam cram video from Inside Cloud and Security on YouTube. It's fantastic. Test yourself with their free quizzes. And last but not least, hang out in the Azure certification community on Reddit. It's all about quality over quantity. Okay, you've done the work, you've got the right tools. Now let's talk about exam day itself. Let's get your head in the game and lock in a few final key concepts. Here's another one you absolutely have to know cold. Encryption. You got to understand the difference. Symmetric encryption is simple and fast. Think of it like one shared key that both locks and unlocks a door. Asymmetric is more complex. It's like having a mailbox. Anyone with your public key can drop a letter in, but only you with your private key can open it and read the mail. Knowing that difference is a perfect example of understand, don't just memorize.
All right, let's wrap this up with some rapid-fire winning tips. 1. Remember that key verb is describe. Always focus on the function. 2. Use the official Microsoft Learn path to review your weak spots, not to read it cover to cover. And 3. Trust your practice exam scores. If you're consistently passing those, you are ready to go.
So, there you have it. That's the blueprint. The code is cracked. You've got the path, you've got the study loop, and you've got the best resources. The only question left is, what's the first concept you're going to go master? Good luck.